I close the door? How are you guys? Good. Thank you for coming. I'm really excited about this one because I'll tell you a little bit about me, and then I'll tell you what's the purpose of this coaching and healing session. Hi, come in, join. So at the center, what I do here is very much to do with breath work, energy work, coaching, and intuitive guidance. Okay, so I combine all of these two in my sessions. But what people sometimes don't realize is I'm indirectly coaching them. But I don't label myself that strongly in this domain, because for me, coaching has to do with a lot of the left brain activity. So there's a lot of analysis, there's a lot of understanding on your behavior, your thoughts, and your beliefs, right? So that is very important, of course, but for me, the ideal way is combining the left and the right brain. So today, we're going to be having both of them together. What we're going to be doing the first, let's say, 35 to 40 minutes is all left brain activity, a lot of analysis for you, interaction, and then the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes is going to be done through an energetic healing work, so that we can plant the beliefs, the new belief systems in your subconscious mind and in your cellular memory. Sounds good? Good. All right. The topic for today that we're focusing on is setting outcomes. So before we actually start, I would advise you to have a very quick chat with the person sitting next to you, telling them what are your personal tips when you want to set a goal or set an outcome. You might have one, you might not have one. Just share some ideas together and see how they sound. You might already learn something from each other. Okay, so just 2-3 minutes. Please introduce yourselves. Don't be shy.
I set goals by planning. I write it into kind of like a 1, 2, 3 and a time goal. So kind of like SMART. I try to stick to it. I don't always stick to it. But the most thing is I have a bigger vision goal in my head and like, okay, I'm going to do that. So if I'm going to write it, nothing special. How are we doing?
I put it on an Excel spreadsheet, just like you. Time is the best about the same thing. Time is special. For me, you know, I try to visualize how much is facing what is and this goal over just like maybe over a couple of days or just, you know, get there. For me, it's not about, okay, today is not it's I don't pressurize myself so much, to be honest with it. I just think that what is it feeling when I'm going to get there, and then just see how that motivates me to basically that's
I think for me, to make sure. For me, it also depends on the goal. Like some goals, I do put a deadline. Like pushes me. So there's that there are other goals where I feel like you don't really know how long it takes. So that's when I'm just kind of like visualize and try to figure out like maybe it's by the end of the year, or maybe it's going to be in a month. You know, like that kind of thing. So I think it depends on the goal. But I do overall, I do think like writing it down is very important. And then like putting at least a day so like do that just to like push for it. And then if I don't hit that deadline, then I put another deadline that I think is more realistic. Because obviously the first deadline, if you didn't meet it, then it's not
Recently started doing this. I don't know if this was set to goals, but I try to get into the habit. So my goal, let's say, is my progress to be like a big YouTuber. So I don't write it down just because it's so far, so big. I don't write down post once a week. It's more like be consistent with those things, just keep moving forward to that goal, whatever it is.
All right, let's round it up. I think you don't need this because you guys are really great at the techniques you have. So some of the things that I heard, I've made some notes on the board. So everyone that's watching at home, I'm going to say what they are. I heard the word Excel sheet. So I heard the word rules. Then I heard the question, why am I doing this? Not in a negative way, like the person's actually questioning the reason why they're setting the outcomes. I heard the word deadlines and I heard the word habits as well. I personally love all of them and I think they're great strategies. Does anyone feel like expressing a definition or a detailed explanation about any of the words?
I think I will go with habits.
Go ahead.
Just finishing up this. For me, habits is very important. So I might have such a big goal that I don't know when I'm going to achieve it, but I can't put a deadline on it. But I know to achieve it, I just have to keep moving forward, baby steps, great habits that will help me achieve that. Like maybe because I'm a YouTuber, so maybe post once a week, minimum, or like keep making different contents or things like that. So a habit, just get into a habit.
So how long did it take you to get into this habit?
Ooh, they all say it's 21 days, 41 days. For me, I can't tell exactly how many days, but different habits took different amounts of times. The waking up early, for example, happened really quick, 2 weeks or something. Other ones took a while, like posting twice a week took me like 2 months to do because I was posting once a week. So different.
I totally agree with what he just said. The thing with timelines, I mean, today we're going to discover and we're going to focus some timeline. We're going to put some timelines on the outcomes that you want to create, but I don't want you to feel any form of block or any form of sadness when you haven't met that timeline. The reason for that is different. You have something? What do you want? Come. All right. So the thing is, I don't want you to get upset when you haven't achieved your goal in a certain timeline, because if you end up doing that, you're trying to, first of all, find yourself, you're labeling yourself as lazy or unworthy or not efficient enough, etc. Different habits take different timelines. So I'm going to give you an example about myself. I've been trying to wake up early for years. It's not working. Because I really love staying up late, okay? My father used to be a singer, so I used to stay up late waiting for him to come home, and then I would fall asleep. It used to push me to sleep because I had to go to school, right? But I've enjoyed that time staying up late. So you need to decide and feel and go with the flow of which habits are easier to achieve and which ones are more difficult. And then you end up having, let's say, a list of things by saying, this is something that is really stuck in my subconscious mind, so it's going to take a bit longer because I've learned this habit from my parents as well. I've learned this habit from my cultural background, from my ancestral lineage. So also, the environment that you're in influences your habits. So when I'm in different cities around the world, my habits really change. So let's say when I'm in London, I love to wake up early. By the time it's already 5 p.m., I feel like I want to sleep at 8 p.m. I don't feel that way in Dubai at all. So wherever you are in the world, wherever you're traveling, your habits can also change, yeah? So the first rule, I would say, when you're setting your outcomes is not to judge yourself when it didn't meet a certain deadline. You can evaluate it and analyze it, but do not judge yourself, because that's a downward spiral of emotion, all right? So anyone else wants to comment on any of the points they feel confident about? So he set habits. Anyone wants to talk about rules? What do you think about rules? I hate rules. Who else? Who loves rules?
I feel like they do more damage than good with outcomes in the way you judge yourself. it, they may be good in terms of like helping you set habits,
Yes.
but if you're too strict with them, they can get so exhausting
Yeah.
that they can put you off entirely.
Exactly. That's why the key is flexibility, right? So you can put your own rules, and you always need to be ready to adjust those rules. Don't be so rigid. Okay, be honest with me. How many of you loved school? No one rose their hand. Sorry?
I was counting days and I thought it's a curse.
Yes. Nobody raised their hand, guys.
I prefer working over school.
Guess what? The feelings and the emotions, the patterns that we have from the days of our school, they continue with us in our work life. Many of us still have that ingrained in our subconscious mind, the habit of waking up, going to work, following deadlines. And that's why after a period of time, as much as you love doing what you're doing, those rules can drain you. I'm not saying be rebellious and go against them, but be aware that you are still trying, if you aren't aware of it, you're healing your own student-like life in your adulthood life. So those rules have been so rigid, because remember when you were late to school, I don't think the principal of school or the teacher was really happy about it, right? Same thing with your work. In some places you have to actually tap in once you walked in or out, you see? So we're actually continuing the same technique. Allow yourself to be more flexible in your own way, because whatever outcomes that you're creating, that's your own environment. You are your own boss and you are your own worker. You always need to be compassionate for both of them. You are those two characters, whatever you're deciding, okay? So let's go into the 4 steps, and while we're going through the steps, the piece of paper is for you to actually focus on 2 goals today. One goal, I want that to be achieved. We're putting a deadline to notice the difference of the priority and value. One thing to achieve by the end of June to 2020, and the other one by next year, March 2021. So you see there's a huge gap. One is for 3 months and the other one is for 1 year. So first of all, rule number 1, be specific. I want you to already write down what is that one thing you want to achieve in 3 months, and what is the other thing that you want to achieve in 1 year. Whatever it may be. It can be something about, I want to stop eating chocolate. The other one is about having more money. It can be very different things. I'll give you a few minutes to just think about it. Everyone at home, do the same, please.
Only one goal?
2 goals. One
Is achieved June 2020.
Yes.
And one March 2021.
Yes.
But one for each.
Yes. So see which one is the easier one. Obviously you're putting in the earliest. Which one is the more difficult one? You're putting in March 2021. Be super specific on what that is. So if someone saw it, they would know, oh wow, so you're going to be this. You can put it in an affirmation form. I am this. I have this. Okay? So I am or I have. If it's something you want to own, if it's something that you want to become. Remember, when you go back home, you can still shift it around, but it's worth having that thought. You might have already been working on the one till June 2020, so you just have the last 3 months left to achieve it. One thing to stop doing is using the word I want. Do you agree on that or no? Now, it can be a motivation because it's kind of like you're setting your goal, that you want something, But the more you keep on saying that, it's always like as if pushing it more further down the line. So that is why we ended up using I am and I have. So let's say you want to put these two goals on your mirror or wherever you want when you go home, but please label it as I am or I have. Okay? Has everyone got there too? 3 months and 1 year?
So I guess I will is the same as I want.
Good,
right?
thank you for saying that. Yes, will is the same as I want because it's obviously a plan, right? When you say I will go to the gym 5 times a week, you're telling it to someone. What do they understand? That you're planning it. So it means it's still not active in your subconscious mind. It's still not active in your cellular memory. The more you say I will do that, you're still planning it. So get rid of the planning part. You know consciously that this is a plan, but your subconscious always gets tricked. That's the good thing. So you're trying to trick your subconscious mind by believing that you already had it. So the timeline is just a human motivation. What is it? Human motivation. The soul does not have that. The soul doesn't care when you finish it. You're doing it to give yourself a sense of fulfillment. And once you're done, you will feel more powerful. Yes? So we are doing the timelines just to create the excitement of the human fulfillment. All right? So everyone got there too? June 20, March 2021. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Second one. You need to have evidence of the procedure. So, can you make note of this? Hi, come in.
I'm sorry for being late.
No worries, no worries. So, evidence for the procedure. You have the I am and I have. Now, we are going to be using what sensory feelings you're going to be having when this is achieved. I'm going to say it again. The senses. Feeling. Can you note these down? So, what will you be feeling? What will you be seeing? So, feeling. What will you be seeing? Your eyes. What will you be hearing? What is the fourth sense? Okay. Feeling is the touching. Smelling. What will you be smelling? And what will you be tasting? 5 senses, physical senses. So, feeling, seeing, hearing, smelling, and tasting. This is the challenge. This is going to give you a little bit of really thinking time. Like, if I want to, let's say, lose 5 kilos, how will I smell like? So, good one. So, use your imagination, all right? Start with the one, so you're basically going to be writing down 10 sentences. Is it making sense? 5 for your goal of June 2020. 5 things that you're going to be sensing. And 5 things you're going to be sensing next year this time. So enjoy. Everyone at home, please do the same. So I'm just going to give you a quick thing. We are focusing on setting a specific goal. We have 2 goals we want to put the timeline for. June 2020, so in 3 months, choose one thing that you believe you can achieve. And choose another thing that's going to take you 1 more year, March 2021. It's best to state them in I am or I have. That's your first step. Your second step is going to be what's the evidence of these being fulfilled, which are the 5 senses we talked about. Okay? Again, your sentences always start with I. So I see, I feel, I hear, I taste, and I smell. I feel the smell one is always the challenging one. So someone's asking online, how are the sentences stated? We are basically saying, I see, I feel, I hear, I taste, I smell. Okay, so again, with an I, putting the action after it. You can even use metaphors. I smell like a breath of fresh air. That's a metaphor, yeah? Who can give me an example with I see?
I see the future.
I see the future.
Because on my goal.
Yeah.
So
Can you be more specific? So
for
I
example,
see the yeah.
For example, my goal is to have a job.
Okay.
So I see on that job that I'm gonna get it. I see future. I see that I have the opportunity to be growing there.
Okay. So I'm going to help you make this specific.
Okay.
If I was a director and I came to you and I want to make a film out of this, if you only told me I see the future, the director cannot see the actual scene of it.
Okay.
So you need to give me a scene of that specific job. So I'll give you an example. I see myself sitting on a desk, okay, in a very clean office, it's something like that, having my own laptop, okay, and having someone serve me coffee every day. That's how specific I want you to be. Is it making sense? Because at the end of the day, what we're doing right now, when we finish all the 4 steps, it's supposed to be a story.
Okay.
And that's how you can actually manifest it. Because in your mind, the mind is going to end up playing that story over and over again. And of course, you are the writer, you can end up tweaking later on throughout the 3 months and throughout the 1 year. You say, oh, wait, not an office. I want to travel around in my work. Okay, so of course you can, when you're at home and you want to go deeper into this, you can make more than one sentence for each one. So I see this, I see this, I see this, I see this. You can go in details. But it's something that you want your eye to be able to see it. You want your ears to be able to hear it. So I hear people saying congratulations on your new job. Okay? I feel so accomplished because I've achieved a new job. I smell the new leather, let's say, furniture in the office. And I'm tasting really good coffee in the morning. I'm not a coffee lover, by the way. I'm just making it up, okay? So this is how detailed, remember, for many of you, maybe this is the very first time you're doing it. So just allow your imagination to go more deeper into it, okay? Go ahead.
You know, the first one, like 3 months plan,
Yeah.
I can see it clearly.
Okay.
But if you talk about the
1 year
plan,
Mm.
it's kind of difficult because I know what I want, but
Yeah.
I cannot right now see it in details.
Right.
So I think for majority of us, I think it is much easier to express how we see our bright future in 3 months. So I will be feeling absolute pure happiness waking up in the morning. For me, it is so important and crucial.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think the life is pointless. If you
Okay.
don't wake up and you're not happy.
Yeah. Yes.
Seeing smile of happy customers.
Nice. Yeah.
Hearing words of gratitude from my
Amazing.
customers.
Yes. Yes.
Smelling the sea
Okay.
or ocean.
Good.
And the
Good.
sound.
See how she's living through it? Amazing. Yeah.
The waves, like, I open the window and the waves and the breeze coming in.
Amazing. Amazing.
Tasting fresh mango and pina colada. So, dream job. Yes, so my goal is
Is that
to
for 3 months?
find a well-paid job which will excite and make me happy. So, 2 options: tourism tour leader or relationship manager within corporate sphere.
Yes.
That's why like this. But if we talk about the year plan, and it's kind of difficult.
Can you share your yearly, what's the second goal that you put?
Well, it's not a second goal, but overall desire to choose and understand my major path in career. Because so far, my CV is just, I've been trying myself in different positions.
Right.
I want just to choose one direction and go for it. Because I think in my age, after 30, you need to dedicate yourself to something, stable. For example, you want to become a teacher and be valuable to society, bring some positive thing to make this world better.
Yes.
Or you want to become an animal doctor. I don't know, it's just, for me, this is pure happiness to know that, okay, this is my path. Inshallah, thanks God, till 50, I will be doing this.
So you said your second specific goal was to, can you state it in a sentence for me?
To choose and understand my major path in career.
That's your sentence, to choose. So it doesn't have an I am and it doesn't have an I have. That's why you're confused.
I want to choose.
Okay, so I chose the path that what does it do to you? How does it make you feel?
Feeling confidence and internal harmony in my mind and my soul.
Okay.
Seeing bright, happy, secure future.
Okay, so you see, I would say her second goal is a journey, right? It's more of a journey kind of experience. It's not like one thing. Of course, everything is a journey in life, but some things need more time and more experience, yes? That is why it's becoming a bit wobbly, because you're not 100% sure how you can maneuver around it.
Exactly.
So, when it's going into, I would say, in my opinion, when it's going a bit more into life purpose, a bit more into spirituality, please use the words about how you would want to feel it. So I would feel, like you said, inner peace, inner harmony, inner joy, more excitement. Focus on all the feelings that you can experience in that. and how people will make you feel as well. Okay? That's something very important you can do. Again, you might end up changing your whole goal later on.
Absolutely.
So, as we said, we're going to go to the third one now. We can go back to the second later on if we need to. The third one is be in control, but I said an important word at the beginning of today.
Flexibility.
Thank you, but be flexible. Now, the reason why step 3 is important, I know a person who is struggling for years to feel accomplished. Okay? That's the title. In anything that they're doing, they want to feel accomplished. When I ask this person has gone to many people, many therapists, many healers, and most of the time they've given this person a lot of hope and a lot of positive outcome. I'm not saying they were false, they were true, but this person is still not feeling that excitement. So when I ask them, how do you think you can be accomplished? Everything that this person mentioned had to do with other people. When they hire me, when they acknowledge me, when they give me this amount of money, when they do this, when they do this. I said, well, I'm really sorry, but you're doomed. Because you're actually playing the victim role here. If you are going to rely on others to make things work for you, of course we are all co-creating, right? So you came in today, if you didn't come, I wouldn't speak. But if we rely on others to help us achieve the goal, then what do we turn into? Victims. So when you are creating your goal, make the focus on what are the things that you can do. The rest, allow the co-creation, or if you believe in law of attraction, that is already going to work it out for you. So in order to work on the third part, I want you to answer these 2 questions. Question 1, we're going to be using the word want just so that we can focus on this. What do you want to be? Again, going back to number 1, what do you want to be really? Okay? So you're focusing on the first one. Where are you now according to that? And look at the difference. So what do you want to be and where are you now? And give yourself an evaluation by saying, oh my God, I have a long way, or I don't know how I'm going to make this work. Who is really going to do this work for me? So make sure that you can come up with 3 steps, just 3, that you need to do to get there. What 3 steps that you can do? Contact, let's say, 5 people. Write a CV, for example. Okay? Do some research. What are the 3 things? Use imperative language. Does anyone know what imperative means? I'm an English teacher, so I'm using my grammar skills.
Like an order.
Yes, thank you. So when you're starting the sentence, it must start with a verb. So do research, call people, it's the verb, not I. So when it's an imperative, it's like an order to see what you can actually do. So what are the 3 things that you really need to do for each one? So you basically have 6 sentences to write. Or some of them might be exactly the same thing. Yeah, even the thing you want to achieve in 3 months and the thing that you want to achieve in a year, you might actually need almost the same skills or the same actions to take to make that happen. So notice the difference. That's what you're trying to do now. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to evaluate that. So I'm just going to repeat for some people who are coming back online. You are trying to be in control, not trying, you are in control. And at the same time, you're being flexible in making your two goals happen. You are comparing of what you want with where you are right now. And you're giving yourself 3 imperative actions to take to get to where you want to be right now. Can anyone share 3 imperative actions that they would take? You don't even need to tell us what the goal is, just to hear what kind of an imperative action you would have to do. Yes, go ahead.
Post catchy ads online, print and spread my business card, and ask my former clients to review me.
Wonderful. I love that. Everything you. So the last one, although someone else needs to review her, but she's actually going to take the initiative and not sit there and wait, I hope someone puts a review on my page. You know, she's actually taking the action to say, could you please do this because it's going to help with my business, right? Brilliant. I love it. Anyone else wants to share or wants help? We can tweak it around. Go ahead. Yeah.
I need to do more activities that I personally enjoy for myself, not for others or not because of others.
Yes.
I need to continue to work on my on my mental health, anxiety, through counseling.
Yes. Yes.
And I need to focus more on my long-term projects.
Okay, great. Now, I'm going to give you a tip to shift that. Can anyone guess what my tip is going to be about his sentences?
I need, in the beginning, maybe I
need. So we're going to drop that, because guess what the subconscious understands when you say I need to?
That you don't have it.
You don't have it, you're doing something wrong. So you just became your own inner critic.
Or that you're doing something in the future, not right now, presently.
Exactly. Also that, definitely. So we are trying to harmonize the inner adult, the inner child, the inner authority figure. Yeah? We're all bringing them into alignment because we all have pieces and bits and parts of that within us. So be aware of how you're actually labeling your sentences. I believe if there's only one thing you get out of today is how you actually state your sentences. Because your subconscious understands that language and your body feels the way you say it. So when you're saying, I need to do this, that means you haven't done it well enough. Okay? You're actually beating yourself up. So when you are saying, do the review, your inner authority is speaking, but remember, you are doing it to yourself. So you're realizing that you are the one creating that rule. And you always have the free will to change that. No one said that to you. Not your mom, not your dad, not your boss, not Maria. So be aware when you're making the imperative sentences, the order sentences, remind yourself, I made that, I change it. My rules, my way, I can change them whenever I want. But never putting it into a need, never putting it into a want, never putting it into a will form. Okay? This more specific you become once you've done it more times than others, you end up realizing, I said that, but I don't really know what that means. I heard it somewhere. I watched a video maybe somewhere, but I don't really know what that really means. You know, sometimes people end up saying to me things like, all these beautiful sentences, I have inner peace, but they don't really know what inner peace even is. I don't sometimes know what that even is. It can just be a sensation that comes in and goes, or I could watch my dog just going crazy and running around. That's inner peace for me. So words have power, but it also has a definition for your own mind. You need to understand what's the relationship. When someone says inner peace, everyone can have a different definition for me right now. It could be sitting by the beach, relaxing. It could be meditating. It could be chanting. It could be making sure that you have a lot of money. You're not worried about it. It can be feeling super healthy. So when you are writing down the sentences, no one's going to read them. Okay, this is completely for you. So you don't need to show off with powerful words. You just need to connect to those words and see what they really make to you, what they mean to you. Any questions? Okay, fourth step. What is the evidence? How can you prove that this goal has been achieved? When will you say, this is done? So I want you, maximum, to write down 3 sentences that proves that this is already achieved. Going back to the rule with affirmations, I am and I have. We're going back to the same idea. So I have $1 million in my account, that means I've achieved it. Yay, that's the result. Okay? I have smelt the ocean and it feels really good. That's when I know I've achieved it. So maximum 3 sentences. Anyone wants to share? You can give a sentence if you like. Yeah?
I have millions of friends on my page.
Yes.
I have money and thousands of clients.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what's going to prove to you. I'm going to focus on the word money. Does your mind have a certain number in mind that will make you comfortable? It doesn't matter. So as long as you know there is money. Okay. So you always feel that there is money stability. Let's add that word to it in order for you, because I can have 1 dirham and I'm like, I have money. That's not going to make me buy anything. Yeah?
Money and stability.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? Go ahead, Bruna.
I have my new contract.
Yeah?
I have a schedule at least 2 patients per day.
Uh-huh.
I am happy and creative again.
Perfect. Wonderful. Wonderful. Rula, you were saying?
I am sustained financially through my side business.
Very good. Perfect. Wonderful. Again, guys, go to the sentence of I am and I have. Okay? It's always the easiest option. Your mind ends up believing it that way. Because always remember, look at it the other way around. The moment you're judging yourself, you're still using the same sentence. I'm stupid. I'm not doing this. I don't have any. You see, look at how you speak to yourself in a negative form, and your mind is fully believing that. We're actually shifting it to the more positive form, so your mind will believe that too. If the mind's going to believe the negative, it will believe the positive too. It's just a matter of habit, a matter of consistency, and a matter of pattern change. The last thing I want to say before we integrate everything we did into energy today is, can you prove that your goal is going to not only serve you, but serve others at the same time? So have a look at your goal, look at your sentence. I'm not saying don't be selfish, but is it bringing also good karma to others and good karma to yourself? If that is it, put a big tick, you're already done. If not, tweak it around. Okay? Because what you give, you receive, right? So you also want to bring in harmony in your life and other people's lives. If you feel content, put the paper aside, put the pen aside, put your feet firmly on the ground, and your palms on your laps. I'm just going to dim the lights a little bit. It's important whenever you're doing any form of energy work to not cross your legs, to always make sure that they are separate. If it's firmly on the ground, it makes you feel more grounded, so you're connected to the earth. I'm just going to be guiding you, and then when I reach to a point, I'll ask you to visualize everything that you've created, create the scenario of your future self, but it's actually happening right now. Okay, so we're bringing in that energy into the now moment. So keep your palms on your lap, but facing upwards, because this is your receptive mode. Okay? So close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. I want you to focus on your feet. And imagine that you have roots going deep down into Mother Earth. Going deeper and deeper. Allowing you to be grounded, to be stable, and helping your physical body to be strong and fit. Just like a strong, tall tree, you have deep roots into Mother Earth. Bring your awareness to your forehead. Focus on the space in the middle of your forehead. Feel the space around your forehead. This is your higher mind, your higher wisdom. And just like a projector, imagine your forehead is showing you and projecting in front of you your new self. The self in June 2020. Feel the feeling. Hear the noise around you and what people are saying. Smell the energy of your new self in June 2020. Taste the energy. See your face smiling, filled with joy and happiness that you've achieved your goal. Congratulate yourself. Praise yourself. And feel this joy in every cell of your body. You are successful. We will now fast forward to March 2021. See yourself that you achieved your goal in March 2021. Feel the joy and excitement. Hear the noise around you and what people are saying. Taste the energy of your achievement. Smell the energy, bringing you so much joy and happiness. Congratulate yourself, praise yourself. And tell yourself you deserve it. Well done. You will now bring your attention to your heart. to unconditional love towards yourself. Filling up all your cells, your atoms and molecules with self-love and self-appreciation. Knowing that you're a gift to the universe. The seed has now been planted in your subconscious and cellular memory with your two amazing achievements. It will get better and better every day. Take 3 deep breaths and come back to your body when you're ready. How are you feeling? Okay. Any questions? Thank you so much for coming. If you've enjoyed this, I'm going to be having this once a month. You can join it. We're going to extend it to an hour and a half so we can do more work. Every month there will be a different theme. There's going to be more interaction as well. And we're going to also extend the energy work that we've done. All right? Thank you so much, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. I felt that. I saw a wave of that coming in. So what I would suggest is this is going to happen because that's what the subconscious is used to. Okay? So I would definitely suggest whoever is there to help you, or if you wish to receive help from me, to clear a little bit of that energy, because it's kind of like you have a glass of water and you're swimming in it and the water is a bit muddy. So you are a great swimmer, but the water is muddy, so you're like, how do I get through this? So it's making it more difficult for you. So once we clear the muddy water, your swimming will be much faster. So those negative thoughts are just like bubbles in your energy field that are trying to attack you every time that you're trying to create something great. Okay? So I would highly recommend a little bit of energetic breathwork in order for you to clear that, so your manifestation process will be much stronger. Okay? Because not everything is only left brain. The very first thing I said when I started was I believe in the combination of left brain and right brain. So left brain is what we are doing, the analysis. The right brain or the intuition is the last bit. So we can't only use the left brain to make it happen if the energies are fully clear. Alright, so think about it. Alright? Yes, definitely. Yeah, you can control reception and they'll help you. Alright? Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you. Yes, let me stop that. So you're pushing.